All right, all right, all right. We are here at quarterfinal time at the French Open. Everyone loves the quarterfinals. There's only 8 players left. It's easier to see on a screen, and we all get excited because there's great matchups like there are in these quarterfinals. So we're going to break down the men's and the women's. I've got the men's and the women's here, and at the end of the show, I'm going to write down and show you who my picks are to make it through to the semifinals. Sound like a good deal? Sounds good to me. Thanks for being here. Let's get into it. Here's the slice. All right, we've got Cinderella stories like Tomas Echeverry. We've got the big boys coming through like Alcaraz, Djokovic, Tsitsipas. We've got Swiatek, Arena looking like they're going to meet in the final for sure. We've got a lot of storylines in these quarterfinals here, and that's what you love to see. So welcome. Welcome to the quarterfinals. The slice, shout out to our sponsors, is presented by Chinook Business Advisory. If you are a small business owner in North America and you're ever thinking about possibly retiring one day or selling your business, send me an email down below, and we're happy to chat and help you transition through that time like we've helped hundreds of others. Also, shout out to CoolBet. Stay cool, bet responsibly. The official sportsbook of the slice. Let's just take a quick look at the odds on the men's side in the quarterfinals. We got Djokovic, Khachanov. Djokovic is the clear favorite, 1.08, 9.5 for Khachanov. Carlos Alcaraz versus Stefanos Tsitsipas. This is a good matchup. Holy crap. 1.22, huge favorite for Alcaraz, 4.75 for Tsitsipas to win. Is it disrespectful? This is the closest one out of the 3, Rune and Ruda, and they got Rude as the slight favorite. And then they've got, I think, upset alert potentially, Zverev and Echeverry, with Echeverry at 3.5 to 1 to win. So stay tuned at the end of the show. Like I said, I'll be picking my winners, and we'll get more odds in there as well. Shout out also to Athletic. And by athletic, I mean you can be athletic by drinking AG1. It's my new routine. Not new. I've been doing it for weeks now, actually. Every morning, I just get tons of nutrition that I need to feel good, perform good in the gym, on the court, etc. And you can too. If you ever thought about trying it, now's a good time to start. Use the link below for a bonus added perk. All right. It's grind time on Philippe Chatrier. All the matches should be on Philippe Chatrier, I think, from now on out. Maybe not, actually, but this is the Gladiator Stadium where guys like Holger Rune, Novak Djokovic, Carlitos Alcaraz, and Stefanos Tsitsipas will try and get their hands on the trophy at the end of the week. How did we get here? Let's take a look at the draw. It's beautiful. Carlos, like we talked about it, we talked about this top half yesterday. We talked about how Alcaraz murdered Musetti. Tsitsipas got through quietly. We're going to break this down. Let's quickly look at the bottom half, how we got there today. Holger Rune beats Franz Cerundolo in a great long match. Super long match. Could have gone either way. 5th set super tiebreaker. You love to see it. Holger Rune comes through. It looked sketchy at points that he served for the match, got broken. Cerundolo was cracking forehands. You never know. Rune escapes through that. Very close match, though. Casper Ruud, I was impressed by this. Beats Nicolas Yeri, who's looking very scary in 3 sets. Now, Yeri beat Casper Ruud back in Geneva, where he also won the title. So that, Casper Ruud, that's the first real confidence win, is it not, for him in a long time. So that's a big boost. And that's a big win for Casper, obviously. He's got a lot on the line here still. Zverev beats Dimitrov. Looks very routine, 6-1, 6-4, 6-3. But if you look at the stats here, let's just look at this. Where did they show it? Break points. Break points 1. 2 out of 16 for Dimitrov. 7 out of 15 for Zverev. So really, it was a lot closer than the scoreline suggests, except Dimitrov just could not break enough. He had 16 chances, only took 2 of them. Not enough. Not enough. And then Echeverry comes through Nishioka, close for a set and then absolutely wipes him after that. And he's the story. He's the Cinderella story of the tournament so far. So we're going to get more into that in a second here. But yeah, let's just talk about it quickly. So obviously we got Carlos Tsitsipas coming next. Now, I talked about this before, but we got Tsitsipas, who's 0-4 against Carlos, who is the king of the world right now. He's so confident. He's, like I said in the last video, I can't see anyone stopping him unless they play amazing and he plays a little bit off his game, which again, guys like Djokovic and Tsitsipas can knock Carlos off his game and beat him. I mean, I guess we've never seen it with Stefanos, but Djokovic or Djokovic, actually, neither of them have beaten him. So that's an interesting thing to think about whenever I remember that. But it's going to be huge. But this matchup with Tsitsipas and Alcaraz is really intriguing to me because Tsitsipas seems like the underdog now. He's definitely the underdog when it comes to the odds, and he's got an 0-4 record against Alcaraz. And Alcaraz is the new kid on the block, but he's not really any longer the new kid on the block, is he? He's the world number one. He's won a major. He's won everyone knows how good he is. He's not throwing any surprises anymore. And people expect Alcaraz to win. So I think historically, I've seen Tsitsipas play better when he's the underdog, when he's not having pressure on him to win. So maybe he's going to be able to play a little bit more freely this time, if that's the case, and that's how he feels. And I think this match is going to be closer than people think, but you never actually know. It could be, landslide Alcaraz, but because like you would expect that based on the last time we saw them play, but it could be pretty close. So that's an amazing quarterfinal matchup. Tough one for Tsitsipas to have to go through Alcaraz. I'm sure Tsitsipas would rather be on the bottom half. And then we got Djokovic, Khachanov, and this is a matchup that's interesting. I mean, I think it's less interesting on clay. I think that Khachanov doesn't have as much ability to hurt Djokovic on the clay. Obviously, you guys remember that I think they played once at Roland Garros before with Djokovic winning, but they played where Khachanov beat Djokovic in the finals of Paris-Bercy. So in the city of love in Paris, Khachanov has had success against Djokovic. But I just think based on, Djokovic being Djokovic and the stage of the tournament, I can't see Khachanov putting up too much of a fight. But Djokovic has had some tight sets in this tournament, and Khachanov has been playing great and has the power to hurt him. So it could be maybe go 4, but I see Djokovic coming through that for sure. Holger Rune, Casper Ruud. You know what it is. With the salty handshakes, the Norwegian brothers, they're going to do battle again. They just did it in Rome with Casper Ruud losing to Holger Rune. That's a great matchup. Both super good clay court players. It's just going to be a tennis fans match to watch. Going to be big time hitting, big time movement, potentially big time drama. You never know. They both seem to have kind of squashed the beef. You know what I'm saying? They say, we're cool, girl. I'm not going to send them a card at Christmas or anything, but we're cool. But we'll see. We'll see if that's actually the case when it gets down to it. And then we got Zverev versus Etcheverry. That's going to be a match. Wow. Etcheverry can hit the ball big. And Zverev, while he looks like he's coming back into his own, he's in the quarterfinals of a major. That's a great result for him. Etcheverry is going to be very dangerous. And all the pressure is going to be on Zverev, if you remember. So I think there's a decent chance that Etcheverry gets the win. And I will let you know if I think that's actually going to happen here in the next section once we actually get to prediction time. But it is not that time yet because we're going to look at the women's quarterfinals, where talked about the top half yesterday. Swiatek, Coco Gauff going to play each other, or maybe we didn't. Maybe it was the bottom half that was there. But that's going to be a great matchup. Obviously, rematch of last year's final. Is anything going to be different? It's hard to believe it will. I don't think Coco Gauff's done really too much differently since last year. I think both players are relatively the same. And not gonna lie, I haven't watched that much. I haven't watched like a dozen matches of Coco Gauff, but Swiatek's the huge favorite there. I think just as much as she was last year, except for the fact that it's not a final. So maybe Goff will have less, less nerves, less imposter syndrome on the big court. Bella Haddad Maya versus Ons Jabeur. That's just a clay court, power, finesse, all court players. Big power from Bella Hadid Maya. Ons Jabeur, the crafty all quarter. That's just going to be a great matchup to see. And like we said, we got Mukova and Pavlyuchenkova. I'm just going to call her Pavi from now on. They're going to be doing battle. 2 unseeded players in the quarterfinals. One of them will be in the semifinal. And we got Svitolina versus Sabalenka, who will the story for Svitolina continue. Spurred on by her husband, Gael Monfils. That's going to be a great matchup as well. So I think what that does is bring me to prediction time. I didn't even have that on the screen the whole time. Anyways, we got Swiatek, Goff, like we said, Haddad Maya versus Jabeur, Mukova versus Pavlyuchenkova, who I'm now calling Pavi, and Svitolina versus Sabalenka. So let's go to prediction time. Why don't we? Why don't we start with the men, where I've got, as well as the odds here, which we saw with the men already, but I'll bring up again. We've got Djokovic. We've got Alcaraz Tsitsipas, and I am going Alcaraz off the top. I think it's going to be close. I think Tsitsipas does have a real chance, but you got to stick with Alcaraz if you're me. If you're a betting man, which with Cool Bet I am, I'm going with Alcaraz over Tsitsipas. In my opinion, that's just the safer bet. I think Alcaraz still has his number. I think he's just got more right now in his game. So, I mean, Tsitsipas, what I'm trying to say is Tsitsipas can beat Alcaraz, and it's not as big of a long shot as people think. I don't think it's as big of a gap as people think, but I don't think Alcaraz is going to lose to Tsitsipas. I just have the feeling that we're going to see Djokovic, Alcaraz, but maybe Tsitsipas will spoil it. But my pick is Alcaraz. Anyways, we've got Djokovic. I'm not even going to waste time here. We've got Djokovic as the prediction for Djokovic-Khachanov. Djokovic is winning that match. Let's be honest. He's winning that match. Holger Rune, Casper Ruud. This is where it gets interesting. I am going to pick Casper Ruud. Casper Ruud to beat Holger Rune, both friends of the show. But I saw Casper Ruud hitting the ball with the same crispness he did last year in his last match against Yari. He was playing intentional. In my tweet earlier, I said international, but I meant intentional. And he was just playing with the most confidently I've seen him play all year. I don't know where it's come from, but you always had to have known that it was going to come back with a player of that quality. The way he stands up in the court, he seems to be lightning moving around out there. And that was a confidence win for him. I think he's going to get it done versus Rune. That's just my prediction. And then lastly, not leastly, I'm going with Etch-a-Sketch, Etchberry to upset Sasha Zverev. Why? I think the pressure's on Zverev, and I don't think he actually played that good against Dimitrov. Dimitrov just couldn't break him. And I think Etcheverry is going to be swinging for the fences, going to be riding that Argentinian heritage at Roland Garros, and I think he's going to get the win. Now, what do you guys think about that? Let's just I'll show you what it looks like on CoolBet Canada, where I've done a parlay. So you can see I've chosen Djokovic between Djokovic, Khachanov, Alcaraz, Ruud, and Etcheverry, and that makes the odds 8.25 to 1 for all 4 of those to be right. So I put $10 down, and I'm believing that all 4 of those are going to hit. So we'll see over the next 2 days if that's the case, won't we? So that's fun. Now let's go to the women. Swiatek, Goff. Let's not waste any time either. I'm picking Iga Swiatek. You're gonna have to show me something crazy, and if Goss wins, that's that's the biggest win of her career. That's a huge upset at this stage of the tournament. Is it not? It is. It is. And then we got Bella Hadid Maya versus Jabeur, and I'm going with Bella Haddad Maya. I don't know. I don't have the same confidence in Jabeur that I've had in the past. And I just go BHM. I messed it up. Bella Haddad Maya over on Jabeur for the upset. And she can play. We all know Bella can play. She's from Brazil. She's natural on the clay. And yeah, like I said, I just don't have the confidence in Jabeur that I once did. I think she feels pressure at these stages of the tournament. I think I've seen it in both in the major finals she's been in. So yeah, I'm going with Haddad Maya, and then I'm going with Mukova, the favorite, over Pavi. Mukova, I like it. Pavlyuchenkova, and then I am going with, you already know it, Sabalenka. Saba over Elena Svitolina to end the Ukrainians' Cinderella run. Could be some drama in that match. You never know. But it's going to be a great match, I think. I do think Sabalenka is going to make it through, though. That's all I think. So, again, I've done that as well. So they got the odds here. Mukova's the favorite there, 1.55. Sabalenka's the favorite there. I've chosen her, 1.25. Haddad Maya is the underdog, who I've chosen, 3.25. And Swiatek is the clear favorite there, all to add up to 6.86 on the parlay. So, yeah, those are my picks. That's my predictions for the quarterfinal round at Roland Garros. What do you think about the picks? What do you think about the matchups? I think Djokovic is coming through. We'll see how he plays. We'll see what level he brings against Khachanov. He's looked a little bit more uncomfortable than Alcaraz so far, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. What do you think? Is Alcaraz going to keep it smooth? Can he take out Tsitsipas cleanly, or will it turn into a battle? And can Tsitsipas put some respect on his name after so many have lost the respect on Tsitsipas' name, which I think is unfair? That Tsitsipas-Alcaraz match is going to be nuts. I can't wait to watch it. So we'll see. And may the best man win, and may the best women win on their side of the draw. Anyways, that's been The Slice. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for clicking the links below. And we'll see you guys next time here on the show.